मेरा ये सवाल ये था, जय माता दी।
So Vijay, what has been the moment of greatest joy for you in your entrepreneurial journey?
When you are pushed down, you go down, and then you find out you're starting to fly again.
Excellent.
And I think that's truly something incredible I've seen. And it happens all the time, surprisingly, many a times.
What has been a regret that you've had during your entrepreneurial journey, if you look back?
No, I have a regret now, not in the joining of entrepreneurship. I've been entrepreneur for long enough now. I have a regret of not choosing the correct bankers for IPO. If you choose the correct bankers, जैसे भगवान के मंदिर में जाने के लिए आपको सही पुजारी चाहिए होता है, शायद हमने वो नहीं choose करे तो उसका choose a right banker, my friends. अभी तो छोटी-छोटी IPO भी इतनी बड़ी हो जाती है.
अच्छा. So, I read about the startup you had in college. What was the startup about?
Content management system. Way back in 97, 98, we used to have FTP, Telnet, web, etc., different services on internet. And it was very tough to upload the files using a FTP session, which used to get timed out on a dial-net internet and so on. So we created a web-based interface for website management. And some of you would remember cPanel.
Yes, very much.
Yeah, some of you remember.
We're dating ourselves here.
So we created, as me and my friend, a web-based web management tool. You know what I'm trying to say? Website management tool. My professor was like, so we had to create a server, we had to create a client because there was no internet assurity that you could have shown. And they were like, who uses it? So we had to say that this is what will be used in future. So in college, the web upload panel was at our claim to fame, that we created a web-based FTP, if you will.
And did you make money off that startup?
We sold it for $1 million in 1999.
That's
$1 million in college.
that's amazing. And did you have VC funding?
No. By the way, I did not get VC luck till 7 years of my company starting, by the way. My Series A happened when I was 2007. I started this company in 2001. So, no, I'm not. I'm a bootstrap entrepreneur who had to do a lot of cash generation by the business. And in that rush, I learned only one thing for ladies and gentlemen in the room. There's nothing called P&L. This profitability, which is a P&L, which is an opinion. The real truth is cash. Everything else is a trash. Let me say this. I mean, absolutely nothing. You can give up on EBITDA before ESOP, EBITDA, PAT, cash. How much cash do you all is it? And I was in Bombay. I was giving a sort of this audience kind of sort of an internal roadshow, no deal roadshow, where you don't do roadshow, but it was a listed company, so we call it NDR, no deal roadshows. So one entrepreneur, one investor asked me, and that is the real truth the Bombay market says. वैसे भैया ये तो बहुत सही है. आपके पास 8,992 करोड़ 82 करोड़. अगले साल कितना होगा ये बता दो. मतलब he was not at all interested कि business कैसा करेंगे, क्या करेंगे. How much of cash balance of this year will become next year? आप देखो capex में लगाओ, आप opex में लगाओ, आपकी मर्जी. बस हमें बताओ अगले साल balance कितना होगा. And that is what I want to tell all of you. I think many of us think that one metrics over other can matter. When companies mature, when boys become men, they talk only free cash. That's it. How much cash do you originate? I mean, Apple, Microsoft, or many other companies, I mean, they just don't talk any other thing. जब आपके पास कुछ नहीं है तो आप बताओगे best place to work in Noida.
Vijay, you come from Aligarh and you moved to Delhi. Did you have any challenges coming in from small town to big town to start up?
Kannada or English, दोनों foreign language थे. I think I've said it often, and I want to say this. Coming from a small town, and not small town, but a Hindi medium education. So I'm a Hindi medium education till class 12th. So when I moved to engineering college, I was a school topper in my class. I completed my class 12 as 8 of 14. I'm not kidding, guys. I was 14-year-old board examination of class 12, which effectively means my engineering college admission needed a 1 year of drop. So effectively, I was Hindi medium, sharp enough to be called intelligent enough in the classroom kid. And I studied in the front bench of the class. One day, and obviously they speak English language, one day one teacher just threw a chalk on me. And she was like, you don't understand? And I literally stood up and said, I don't understand. And your lips move, but I can't hear what you say. Okay, जिसको समझ में आया उसके लिए ये. ये, I mean, Pink Floyd है, for none. So I was like, oh my God, what a humiliation. I mean, you can understand that you must be a good enough student to reach that. So slowly, I went out of the class, and I never went to the class back. And that is one of the luck that I went to computer center, and then I learned the programming, internet, and whatnot in 1994. So I was an early internet nerd because मेरे को भाषा नहीं आती थी. आपकी भाषा भी मुझे नहीं आती. इसको कन्नड़ा में कैसे कहें? So,
ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
I don't understand what you speak. But
that's
you speak
what
good.
I said. Excellent.
It's not small time, big town, but I think many of us are not averse to the language that we are. But lately, internet is easy.
Thank you. Why digital payments? I mean, you're way ahead in terms of seeing and being visualizing.
It is a product made for me. So, my wallet is in front pocket. I was in Delhi airport, and I would leave the wallet and my phone, and my phone comes. I pick up the phone and I walk. The wallet literally was in Delhi airport lounge, and I landed in Hong Kong to LA, and I was like, wallet kahan hai? And then I figured out that I think I left it in the lounge, so my office called and they said, yes, it is. And then I was going US. It was All Things D, Walt Mossberg event, and I was like, how do I even reach to the hotel? Uber got launched, so one of my friends gave me the US card that use this, reach the hotel and whatnot. And then I was thinking, यार ये क्या दुनिया है? सारे के सारे pockets में phone है और सारे के सारे pockets में ये card है, लेकिन phone के अंदर ही payment नहीं है. So it was a very native need of mine because I don't carry the wallet. As a person who is native not to carry the wallet. And now that started as a problem to solve that let's add money to the wallet, money to the phone. I'm a street foodie. My problem would not be solved if everybody had a card machine, if you will, because not everybody can have a card machine. So, golgappe wale ke liye solve karne ke liye, you understand this in Hindi?
Yeah, that I understand. I can't speak, I understand.
All right. Your lips move, but I can't hear.
Pink Floyd again.
So, street foodie, as a street food junkie, I was like, भाई इसके लिए solve करना है. अगर मैं बाहर निकलूं बिना वॉलेट के और ये पेमेंट ना ले पाया तो पेमेंट सॉल्व ही नहीं हुआ ना. सो आई रोट दिस मिशन स्टेटमेंट आई रिमेंबर बिफोर स्टार्टिंग अ पेमेंट. वी विल सॉल्व पेमेंट अ प्रॉब्लम नो मोर लेफ्ट टू बी सॉल्व फॉर दिस कंट्री. दैट इज हाउ द पेटीएम स्टार्टेड.
Fantastic.
नाउ यू डोंट नीड टू थिंक अबाउट इट. पेटीएम कर दूं. So yeah, lucky.
Financial inclusion and women, right? In terms of has this digital inclusion
Okay,
really?
आपने जेरी मैगवायर देखी होगी बहुत सारे लोगों ने जिन्होंने देखी. तो मेरे साथ जेरी मैगवायर मूवमेंट.
Show me the money.
हाँ, तो मैं क्या हुआ, मैं एक बॉम्बे में एक इवेंट में और मैं स्पीकर और मैंने बोला and I was speaking. My father, a teacher, he could not get a loan for my sister's marriage. Me, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, who's an entrepreneur, who's standing in front of you, could not get a loan for my computer. We in this country have a capability to. मैंने मतलब जो बोला मैं बोल देता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे डर लग रहा है कि बोलना चाहिए. We in this country can issue a 6,000 crore rupees a loan, but not a 6 lakh rupees a loan if you know how to speak the language of the corridor. And now मेरे को पीछे से जिस होस्ट से आए थे उसने मेरे को शाबाशी देते बाहर निकाला. तुम्हें पता नहीं है ऑडियंस में कौन था. ये सारी बातें अगली बार से मत करना है स्टेज पे. So, well, I think I'm the recipient of financial inclusion obligation and success or limitation of that. I learned that as entrepreneurs, I'm sure you know this, access to market, access to capital. This is what defines the economies. This is what defines the powerful economies. As an American, you have all the access to the market, access to the capital. As an Indian, you may not. You know what I'm saying? So I belong to the genre and generation who will solve for our country's problem to access to capital to the small people, because those are the people who create the jobs, and that is where the business and economy reaches, and that is what my purpose is. So in my opinion, this wide river to cross which is pending for this country's massive small businesses to take the access to the capital. Access to the capital is nothing but access to the credit. So financial inclusion journey started from payments, bank account, and a credit. So let's see where we reach.
Excellent. So, in the 90s when Infosys went public, the big story was NRN's driver making $1 crore, right? So, from a Paytm perspective, when you went public, how many, did the team that stood by you, did they actually, was there wealth creation for them?
So, in NRN age, it was driver making $1 crore. In Paytm's case, I know 20 people who made $1 billion rupees, 100 crores.
Excellent.
20 people. And many of them cashed out more than 100 crores. So, billionaires.
Excellent.
You know what is cool?
Tell me. I'm all ears.
Okay. This is a Peter Thiel thing.
Yeah.
A crore is not cool. 100 crore is cool.
True. Absolutely. I think the point is that where I was getting to, Vijay, is that going IPO is not just in terms of an exit for investors. It's also an exit for everybody.
Okay, for the record, I want to tell you, when Paytm started, I gave my own 10% of my ownership was about 44%, so 4% of equity to the Paytm ESOP pool. For long enough, Paytm's whole ESOP pool is actually my personal equity.
Excellent.
Not any shareholders dilution.
I'm now going to open it up to the audience. Anyone who has a question, please come and share the stage with Vijay.
Oh, okay. So we are asking questions.
Yes. Come up on stage. On stage. Share the stage with him.
Microphone there, boss. Hello. Go ahead.
That's a big fan.
Good to see you.
Sir, the Paytm Karo jingle that really, I think, went viral, demonetization time. I think that was a major milestone. I feel, as an outsider, I see that as, a huge milestone in Paytm. Because usse pehle cash was king, and, jo thoda bahut card tha. Do you think Paytm would be where it is today if it wasn't for demonetization?
It won't be. Because there is a time when the country needed a solution at a very wide and far wide places. And I think every product and business has a right timing thing. मेरी जिंदगी में 16 साल starting के बाद लगे वो right time.
It was luck. It was macro factors.
It was, obviously. I think I want to share this. Many of us will believe that we are the doers, but it is rather, as they say, chemistry of many other things which are beyond you that make you what you are. So for every success that may be attributable to individually or to the company, it is rather the environment that matters even more than their effort. So I would say yes, obviously.
And can I just do one more question? So, sir, Paytm is doing practically everything, right? I mean, there was a time
अब
where...
तो कुछ नहीं कर रहे.
अब तो बेचना शुरू कर दिया है, but there was a time where आप सब कुछ कर रहे थे, ticketing भी ले लिया, movies, सब कुछ ले लिया. But so how do you like, I'm sure there would be more ideas which you would have eliminated, right? I'm sure there would be 100 ideas जिसमें से आपने पहले 10 किए, बचा एक है वो बात अलग है. But वो 100 से 10 पे पहुंचने की क्या philosophy होती है? 100 से 10 कैसे select करने होते हैं?
I think it is all about, let's say, in the end, it is the justification to the shareholder. पब्लिक मार्केट में पब्लिक शेयर होल्डर है, प्राइवेट मार्केट में मासा थे शेयर होल्डर. मासा के सामने जाओ और उनको बोलो कि मैं ये करने वाला हूँ, वो कहते थे सिर्फ इतना करने वाले हो, तोड़ दो, फोड़ दो, और ज्यादा बड़ा करो.
Where do the customers fit here? What does the customer need?
याद तो मैं लग रहा था कि जोमेटो मूवी टिकट बेचेगा, कस्टमर क्या फिट इन है इसमें, ये कोई क्वेश्चन है? कस्टमर का फिट इन कुछ नहीं होता. कस्टमर के सामने जो वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन है, इफ कस्टमर लाइक्स इट, कस्टमर लाइक्स इट. डू यू थिंक Airtel would have been called a landline company, Air and Tel or TV? आप समझ रहे हो क्या है? So ये customer value proposition is nothing but your own guess of what it should be. Come on. So in the end, it is about your conviction of what you bring in front of a customer. If it is good, customers will like it. If it is not, customer won't like it. इसका brand name, customer fit, कुछ भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. कुछ भी नहीं फर्क पड़ता. जोमेटो मूवी टिकट सोचा था?
कौन सा टिकट also no?
Airtel TV, oxymoron नहीं लग रहा? टेल, एयर और टीवी, सो सब कुछ होता है. ये तो आपके अंदर गुदा होना चाहिए.
थैंक यू सो मच सर.
मतलब पैसे होने चाहिए.
सर आप दोगे थोड़े से? थैंक यू सो मच सर. थैंक यू मैम.
पैसे होने चाहिए, पैसे. इन्वेस्टर्स.
So I first want to share a small story. The day demonetization happened, I was in Mumbai leading a entrepreneurship session for a co-working place, and I was standing on stage there, and I was saying the biggest startup that has happened in India is Paytm. And there was these two girls in audience who argued with me for 5 minutes saying that's not true. And I remember getting into the car and somebody called me up and said, "Oh, demonetization has happened." I said, "I so want to go back to that room and tell them, see, if it was not, it
आपको
will."
पता था पहले हो रहा है?
No, absolutely not.
ये ट्रिक क्वेश्चन है.
पता भी था तो आपके सामने बोल नहीं पाऊंगा. Anyway.
नहीं, बहुत लोगों ने मेरे से पूछा कि इनको तो पता होगा पहले. भाई अगर इतना ही कंट्रोल था तो आज यहाँ नहीं होते ना.
बिल्कुल fair. So financial inclusion is done, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, from your perspective, you solved it. It's there.
No, it is yet to be solved.
But yeah,
Solution is decided.
solution is decided. I guess the next big thing would probably be healthcare inclusion.
नहीं वो तो अभी फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन में बहुत कुछ बाकी है.
Sure.
In my opinion, I probably will say this once again. I mean, India's all $1 trillion dream that we see can't be completed till the time period. Do you know this GDP growth multiplied by 3 equal to the requirement of credit every year in the country? So 7% into 21% growth of credit in the country. It is not happening. अभी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है. So मतलब ये कह सकते हैं कि you may be asking for a newer, bigger idea, but as a financial inclusion complete हो गया ये नहीं कहेंगे. But let's talk about healthcare.
Sure. I was saying.
मतलब यशीश को बुला लेता हूँ.
Right. Where I was coming from is financial inclusion is no longer a VSS level problem.
अच्छा, that's a God level problem.
Healthcare inclusion, no, it's done. So somebody else will solve it now. It's a smaller problem. Healthcare inclusion is probably a VSS level problem.
Oh, no, यशीश level problem.
Okay.
आप समझ रहे हो ना? मेरा मतलब देखो, मैंने अभी क्या बोला, पब्लिक मार्केट में शेयर होल्डर को बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है. तुम कहाँ कहाँ घूमते रहते हो, तुम्हें शर्म नहीं आती, तुम अपने आप चुपचाप बैठो, ये करो. तो वो वाली स्टेज पे हूँ मैं सिर्फ और सिर्फ फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन पे काम करूंगा. वत्स. आपने पेमेंट कर दी?
Avid Paytm user.
क्यों अलाउ? टिकट.
I'm Raghav. I work with digital natives in Microsoft.
Right.
Sir, I have been following your story. जब से you have built up your USSD platform with 197.
Oh wow.
So I was working with one of the startups.
She also knows me since 197.
Yeah, I have been working with a lot of startups in the past, and I've been seeing you pivoting from one business to another business.
इसको कहते हैं गलोटे मारते रहना. इसको पिवट नहीं बोलते, इसको रियल लाइफ में बोलते हैं सब. Oh God.
But I feel that's where the magic happens.
Magic नहीं, that's where the thrill comes. Magic तो outcome हो सकता है, अंदर thrill होता है. Oh.
With so many ups, downs, and ups, what kept you going, sir?
Ups, down, and ups. Every down meant I'm going to go up. Every up meant I'm going waiting. Well, the truth is, you set a purpose, and I truly believe that. I remember in one of the events, it was 2015-16 की बात है, but pre-demonetization की बात है, and I was saying that Google of India is Google, Facebook of India is Facebook, but I remember that saying that PayPal of India will not be PayPal, and I can write on that. And I want to tell you that I personally wanted to solve for payments, and like everybody should have. Just right now, nobody thinks about there is a requirement of a payment problem solution. And that is truly an opportunity to solve for it. And in my opinion, till the time period that happened, I was at it. And I think now it is at a scale. And now in my life, I truly believe access to credit is something which is what this country's GDP growth is contingent upon. If we, देखो हर आदमी को पैसा चाहिए. बड़े आदमी को बड़ा पैसा चाहिए. किसी जितना बड़ा आदमी उसको उतना बड़ा पैसा चाहिए. You know, लाख करोड़. छोटे आदमी को छोटा पैसा चाहिए, सिर्फ लाख. So the point I'm saying is that typically a financial institution set serves a particular tier onward, stops reaching out there. That is why it is called financial inclusion problem. And in my opinion, मैं उसी जगह से आया हूँ और मुझे उसकी लिमिटेशन मालूम है. मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी में, मैं फैक्ट बता रहा हूँ आप लोगों को, मेरी ज़िंदगी में more than a year or two have been where I did not have money to have a one meal in the day. दोस्त, मैं पाइलॉन होके खाता करता था, मैं अपने दोस्त के घर रहा करता था. I have lived a life where मतलब ऑटो रिक्शा और बस के पैसे नहीं होते थे, मैं पैदल चल के यहाँ से फिर बस में बैठूंगा. ऐसे वाले देखें. तो जिसको ये पता होना कि पैसे नहीं होना क्या होता है, उसको जिंदगी में अगर पर्पस मिल जाए कि मैं लोगों के लिए एक्सेस टू कैपिटल करूंगा, that truly is a lifelong purpose. So in my opinion, I am at it and I will be at it.
Thank you, sir. Just last part, what is the secret of VSS energy? Want to learn that?
आपने वो ऑब्लिक्स और एस्ट्रिक्स की स्टोरी सुनी है? मैं बचपन में किसी एनिमल्स में गिरा हूँगा और कूद गिरा हूँगा. No, I think because I don't let it get compromised by compromising acts. I am who I am. People में अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आलोक से सवाल पूछा गया था और श्री ने जवाब दिया था जब कि how do you go through this so much of stress? And I have a simple answer because there is no other truth. The truth is out there. The truth is as transparent as there is. So that gives a lot of energy or challenge. But I think rising up to that is also an opportunity. So I never feel that there is a question of energy or not. The purpose becomes so strong and clear that everything seems like a small problem. In my opinion, I tell my team that our purpose is so pious, every door will open. If there is a restriction, it will get sorted out for itself for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raghav.
Good evening, sir. First
Aapka
of all,
token?
sir, thank you so much for making such a great product. I just want to ask you that I'm a startup. और मेरी ये प्रॉब्लम है कि कभी पैसा होता है तो लोग नहीं होते हैं, अब लोग आ जाते हैं तो पैसा नहीं होता है. हाउ डू आई स्टॉप दिस जगल? एंड आपका जो स्टार्टिंग स्टेटमेंट थे बैंकर्स सही चुनना, तो सर लोग कैसे सही चुने? हाउ डू आई hire the right team and how do I trust? Because when you put in so much trust, it's always broken.
Yeah. So, classic, I think all of us need this. And there is no gaze or a meter to judge a person, but going through and having an opportunity to go through together with a person. Because how to get a great team? Get a lot of team members, and some of them will become great team members. That's a solo answer. You can sort out in advance a lot of things, but you don't have time or opportunity to discover everything. So मेरी जिंदगी में एक opportunity है, जो मेरा एक rule है. This is a very interesting thing. गांधी जी का statement है. You know a lot about of a person, how the person treats when there is nothing that you can get from that person whom he is treating. इसी का equivalent and opposite जो मेरी corollary है वो यह है, you should give new executive ultimate freedom. Ultimate freedom मतलब जो सही लगे आप वो करके दिखाओ.
भाग जाता है पैसे लेके.
तो इसका मतलब वो सही आदमी नहीं था. So जल्दी पता चल जाएगा. So you will not waste a lot of time. And if you start to give instruction, they start to complete. And once you always need like a independent, capable teammate, and that can only be discovered when you let them be independent, capable teammates. So empower, give independence, and discover. Some of them will stay, some of them will go.
How did you make your first members? How did you get your first few
यार
members?
मेरी तो लाइफ बहुत अजीब सी है. I want to tell you. I remember 2008 a speak in a TiCon Delhi, and the question was, why this country not produce Google or Facebook? तो मैंने उस ऑडियंस से सवाल पूछा. और मैंने पूछा कि आई एम श्योर मेनी ऑफ यू इन दिस रूम विल हैव योर ग्रैंड किड्स और किड्स. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट. 3 जॉब ऑफर्स फॉर दिस IIT ग्रेजुएट. 1 in, let's say, D. Shaw, US company. 2nd in Infosys. And 3rd in a company in Noida called 197 Communication Limited. आप बताओ किसको जॉब चॉइस पहले दोगे, उसको क्या करने को दोगे? And I answer would be D. Shaw. US जाएगा. तो जब आप लोग ही अपने लोगों को, अपने बच्चों को अब एक इंडिया की कंपनी में नहीं देने देते, we are the last in the food chain. This is the worst part. So in my days, we were the last in the food chain. Do you know how did it change? 2014, this country got a visionary prime minister who said Startup India. When you hear it from the top, every family could understand that startup will happen. हम ही हस्तो, यही होगी. And then we became the first citizen in talent. So now you are ये बिल्कुल एज्ड बच्चे कहते हैं ना, बेटा मेरे जमाने में तो क्या दर्द हुआ करते थे, आपके दर्द नहीं है. I may sound like that, but I think the short answer is experiment with more number of people, and some of them may be lucky. Thank you. Wow. Wow, I like it.
Hi, sir.
Arushi.
I'm Arushi on behalf of family.
On behalf of family?
On behalf of Thai, I'm a volunteer.
Thai family.
Yeah. So you started in 2000?
थोड़ा पूछ लेना चाहिए ना कौन सी फैमिलीज आए हैं. दिस कंट्री इज नाउ डिवाइडेड इन फैमिलीज. हम फैमिली से आए हैं. कौन सी वाली?
You started in 2010.
I started in 2001. 2010.
Yeah, and for Paytm, and you built it from scratch. On one hand, while we used it and saw it on our phones, Paytm करो जब हमने शुरू किया, आपने Paytm को literally बनते हुए और बनाते हुए देखा. There have been multiple moments, I know, जहाँ पे things did not work good for you,
Yeah.
right? How did every time that you fell, you said कि वापस करूँगा, देखा जाएगा?
बहुत ही सिंपल सा है. आपको एक इस ऑडियंस से एक सवाल पूछता हूँ. If everything happened BAU, business as usual, or as expected, वो स्टोरी बनेगी? नहीं बनेगी। जब भी कभी मेरा कुंडा हो रहा होता है और मैं कूद रहा होता हूँ किसी गड्ढे में, तो मैं सोचता हूँ वाह फोकलोर मूवमेंट। निकलो, बाहर निकलो, उड़ते हुए निकलो, रेंगते हुए निकलो, चलते हुए निकलो। पीपल विल आस्क कैसे निकल के आ गए तुम्हें तो गड्ढे में बंद करके आए थे हम। कंपटीशन से पूछ रहे हो या सिचुएशन से पूछ रहे हो? सिचुएशन प्लस कंपटीशन तो यूजलेस प्रोडक्ट है। आई एम सॉरी, let's not talk about competition, not to me. I mean, if my competition is only replicating what we are doing, then what kind of competition?
So, do you plan, like, when a startup should plan for a pivot, or when do you decide that it's a time to take a pivot? Because you are a person who have faced so many failures, come back. Did you thought that, okay, now it is a time to take a pivot or change direction? And when actually we should decide that, okay, that is something that we have to work on. Which is that point that decides that?
जब चीजें crowded हो जाती हैं उससे चले जाना चाहिए. When things are crowded in one place, you should say, okay, time to go, time to move on to the next thing. Because once it becomes what you do commodity, there is no incremental value. So that time.
So how do you stay humble and also have the confidence to, just keep...
You've seen a cocky person, in this country? In this country? I'm not going to name the person और शादी वादी की बात नहीं करूँगा, ठीक है? तो यार जब आपकी जिंदगी इतनी गड्ढे में हो तो humble, अरे भाई, what do you mean by humble? If there is something that I would have got, I would be like, हमारे पास भी माँ है, जैक माँ है, क्या है, कुछ भी बोल सकते थे, लेकिन हमारे पास तो कुछ है ही नहीं.
But sir, अगर humble नहीं रहते हैं, तो I don't think you can have that vision also for the future.
Humble होने के लिए, कॉकी होने के लिए जिंदगी में कुछ अचीव करना होता है. अपनी जिंदगी ना तो वो खून ना पानी यार. I'm sorry, you're seriously sweet. You fundamentally believe that I have a success.
Of course. How is it not?
Your benchmark of success is too low.
But sir, I don't think so. The vision.
आप बड़े होगे तो आप बोलोगे यार मैं कब एक टाइम था जब मैं उसको भी सक्सेसफुल कहा करती थी. आज देखो मैं कहाँ हूँ. भगवान के मतलब समझ रहे हो ना? This is not success. This is not success. Too small.
Thank you, VSS. It was a wonderful session. I hope everybody enjoyed sharing the stage with you.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Thank you for that amazing and very entertaining session. We would like to invite on stage Anu Grover, founder Nurturing Green and charter member TIE Delhi NCR, to felicitate the speakers, please. Thank you, Anu, for these wonderful speaker gifts from Nurturing Green.